Hey everybody, my name's John. Welcome to another edition of the old Zoneone Beer Club. This evening here we're going to be checking out a beer I've never had before. I'm pretty excited about trying it though. It's one out of Canada. This beer may or may not have been smuggled over the border. I don't know. But this is one that I'm really excited to try. What it is, Molson's Canadian Lite. Really what I think is pretty exciting about this can, it is really from Canada. It's actually got, I don't know if you can see it up there, it's got, right here, it's got a little place where you can actually push that in. It's a air top can, I guess is what you want to call it. So remember back in 2013 when Miller Lite come out with one, here's actually the keychain to pop the little air lid for the Miller Lite cans. I don't know if a lot of people seen those or not. Probably not. I've got one. But anyways, let's get back into this beer. This is one that was given to me, I say, by my buddy Brady. I appreciate it. The back of the can says, "The best this land has to offer." I hope it is true. But anyways, let's pop this thing and get into it. It's definitely one that I'm going to put in my can collection. I've got way too many cans. But it's going in there. Look at that. That's a big old foamy head. So, pretty exciting. A lot of carbonation coming up out of the bottom of it. It looks like your typical light adjunct lager beer. Let that head die down just a little bit, and we'll see what we got. Really foamy. I've not had a whole lot of the Molson beers. I've got a few in my refrigerator. I believe it's the Molson Ice. I'm going to try that. I'm not a big ice guy, but I'm going to definitely give it a whirl and try that. So it pretty much smells like your typical adjunct lager. Not a whole lot of smell to it. You get a little bit of the adjunct, maybe a little bit of the malt flavor in it. I mean, just not a whole lot. The head's staying around pretty good. It's pretty clear. Let's give it a taste test. It's definitely a 4% beer. I don't know what I would really compare this beer to, because it definitely is not comparable to your typical American adjunct, which I'm talking about Miller Lite or Bud Light or Coors Light or even Keystone Light. It's got that watery taste. Finish is a little dry, but it's got some kind of a wang to it. I don't know if it's a malt in it, but that may be what it is. But it's got that lingering aftertaste on it. I'm not a big fan of it. It's a drinkable beer. It's not one of those beers that you want to drink warm. These, just like your typical beers, you got to drink them pretty cold. But I mean, it's an enjoyable beer. It's one that I'm going to kind of savor on a little bit here, because I may never get a chance to ever get one from Canada again, or I've never seen this beer in the Louisville metropolitan area. There's not a whole lot of Molson out there that we can get. It's just got a great big thick head on it, which I'm pretty impressed with that. Almost soapy like head on it. But I mean, maybe if you get 2 or 3 of them down on a hot day, the third or fourth might get better. But I mean, I'm not going to complain too much about it, because it's a Canadian beer. I've not had a lot of the Molson experience, and I'm sure a lot of people have. But overall, it's not a bad beer. For a 4% beer, you can definitely tell it's a 4% beer. But I'm kind of a light beer guy. I tend to like a few of them on a hot day. Sometimes too many of them on a hot day. But yeah, I mean, on a rating for me on 1 to 5, I'd give it a pretty solid 3.5. That's probably what I rated on Untapped here in a little bit. Is a 3.5. But you know, I mean, it's still got a little bit of stream of bubbles on it. You know, I don't understand the lacing on it, but I've never really seen a light beer have that much lacing on it. I've drank a lot of them out of the old Zoneone glass. But overall, if you can find this, drink it, get it. I think the can's cool, especially the top of it with a little air hole in it. But yeah, it's a good beer. 3.5 out of 5. I mean, that's pretty average. But not much more you can say about it. I just want to jump on and say appreciate Brady for the beer. I guess, you know, if I was in Canada, this would be, you know, the best that this land has to offer. But all I can say, cheers.